What's up, dog? Dabs. What's up, dog? It's Claudia from What's Up, Dog, and Hands to Paws, and my personal Facebook page. I am streaming on StreamYard on 2 platforms tonight, which is my personal page and YouTube. I got a big smile on my face because I laughed tonight. And we are a dog channel that let's talk dog. We talk all things dog. We're very involved in the Summer Wells case. Summer Wells is a 5-year-old little girl that went missing from Tennessee almost 7 months ago. It's going to be 7 months. The reason we're involved in the summer, I'm like engaged in this, is because Summer Wells had 20 dogs more on the property. And we are asking people to donate to the Hawkins. Oh God, Nicole, I got
Tennessee, Hawkins, Tennessee Humane Society.
yes. And we want to bring awareness because little Summer Wells, her parents are, let me give you some names of the players. Her parents are Don and Candace Wells. Her neighbor was Jody Sue Brown. Jody Sue Brown is a victim of DV, and her ex's name is Andy. And there is trauma alert. There are lots of drug issues, alcohol issues involved in this. I'm going to give you a brief little thing on YouTube, and then we're going to get into what we're going to discuss tonight. And then if I'm kind of waiting to get some people on, and I really want to see if one other person that's following this case jumps on tonight. And I want to thank anybody that's joined our chat. And then Nicole and I are going to make decisions about how long we're going to be on tonight because stuff's going on. So you want to introduce yourself, Nicole?
Yeah, my name is Nicole. I'm Claudia's sister, and that's my claim to fame here. I've worked for many years as a mental health case manager and a DCF case manager. I'm an ESE teacher currently, and I do skincare and makeup for a company. And I'm all over Facebook, and I'm starting to branch out to YouTube if you have any questions.
We should do a Facebook group, Nicole. Everybody does Facebook groups.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, so obviously we are interested in children and dogs and the education behind AB. We're not allowed to say certain things on YouTube, so we have to use abbreviations because of algorithms, and we're a brand new channel and we are not monetized. We make no money off of this content. This case just happened to come up and is making mainstream media. And this little girl is saving lives. This little girl is saving lives by bringing awareness and education for other little children that could be or have been in similar situations. You want to read Summerwell's awareness badge? Did I lose you? Can you hear me, honey? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nicole, can you hear me? Nope. All right, so she had to jump off. So we'll remove that for right now. So when she does jump on, before I go into my the content that I want to deliver you tonight, which is about Summer Wells, but it's about Summer Wells puppies as we develop the cast of characters in dogs in the Summer Wells case. So, and we're going to discuss Chris McDonough in the interview room and an uncut version of Chris McDonough's interview with players. So when I say players, that's players in this story, okay? Allison, who is Candace's ex-friend, whose son Hunter was with the mother, Candace Wells, the day Summer Wells disappears, okay? Player. And this is the interview that he does with Candace and the son Hunter. He had cut things out of that interview because let's talk about, oh, wait, hold on. He had cut things out of that interview because he didn't want it out in the public. Chris McDonough has become our, I'm going to say Chris McDonough is definitely the alpha dog in this pack because he is the professional. He is an ex-detective. I just like Chris. I really like Chris McDonough. There's a couple players here I really, really like. So let me just go through some things that I've learned about Chris McDonough through his content that he provides. One is that he was an undercover agent. So he has shown pictures of himself back in the day. He was on the lab the other day, and he showed pictures of when he was undercover in narcotics. This guy ain't dumb. Okay, and then Chris also was a canine handler. So I've spoke about Chris when he goes on the property which is now a famous interview of when he literally drives there. He goes and he interviews the players and he walks on the property and we see Chris McDonough calming the dogs down on the property. Did you get a chance to see that clip, Nicole?
Yeah, I did. That was definitely worthwhile.
Did you giggle?
No, I didn't giggle because I'm sorry, I keep fixing myself. I thought, they made a point that I wish we were hearing more often. There's no way that they got on that property with those dogs. And they knew it firsthand because I've seen it. So why aren't we hearing more about that?
Well, I talk about it. You talk about it. The dog people talk about it. Michelle Walks. That's Michelle, and Michelle Walks, and Michelle After Dark. She talks about it, but it was Grandma.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, I had to watch it five times. I had to search for it. Like I had such a busy day. I came home. I was unconscious. I woke up and I was like, where is that segment? Because I watched it last night and I didn't mark it down. But it was Grandma for me. It was so, and I'll give you where to find what we're talking about in the interview room with Chris McDonough. So Chris McDonough is, he's been undercover. Chris McDonough they should have a movie about Chris. And he does. He's the head. I'm not quite sure what his title is, but he investigates cold cases. So through this other player, Candace, the mother, has a sister who, strangely enough, has also disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to get through all the content I have. I mean, I have 3 pages of notes for content just on the dog segment in the interview room. So I just want to go, this is the name of is the interview room, and this is that. What was the name of the segment?
It was at 37 minutes.
Yeah, it's at 37 minutes. It's exactly at 37 minutes because I went back and I found it. But I don't remember what he named the segment. Uncut. It's uncut. See, uncut original interview. So I listened to that. I re-listened to it to find the segments that I want to talk dog about because, guys, I'm in this because of the dogs. I get really alerted about dog behavior. It's my second nature. I speak in truth with the dogs. I'm frustrated with the knowledge I don't have. If you ever need knowledge about dogs, please come to me, because don't be frustrated if you need dog knowledge. And if I don't know the answer, I definitely probably know a professional in the field that does know the answer. And I will be inviting them on. And Chris McDonough, if you ever watch these, you ever help us create Summer's Mary, did you know? Amazing campaign for awareness that she's saving lives, then I personally would be thrilled to have you on the show. The leader of the pack, YouTubers have been fighting because this is such a big story. It's become sensational, right? These parents are going on YouTube. So Nicole, I'm going to stop there and hold there for a second. We have a couple things. I was on True Crime Exposed the other night, and he asked where you were. So he is on, yes. Isn't that sweet?
Aw.
I know. So he is on right now. So we are actually on at the same time. I literally have his feed up, True Crime Exposed. I'm still your fan. I've got to get a better setup here.
Yeah.
So I'm on his feed right now. However, I thought it was 9:30, but I was considering doing a lot of this content over the next couple days because there's a lot of YouTube activity tonight. And I thought it would be really great if he's doing what we're doing. He likes people to come in on live and speak to him. So, and tonight he's discussing in that interview, and I know you didn't watch that whole interview, but he'll ask you questions. But if you would like to jump on his feed, and I can jump on his feed, and we could support him. And Ren, if I'm missing any comments, guys, it's literally because I'm on True Crime Exposed. I've been getting them here, so I don't see anybody commenting. And if anybody wants to come on, come on. So Chris McDonough, I just am recently learning, player, who Benny is.
Who's Benny?
Benny is the Wells media manager.
Okay. He's got a
AKA
media manager?
Hollywood co-star, as I'd like to say him. Benny gives. Anyway, I didn't know who Benny was, but I did catch watching Chris McDonough of the interview room when he said, he warned him. He told him live, you know how these YouTubers do?
Mm-hmm.
Talking to you. Live talking to you, sir. He said to him, cut it out. And it made an impression on me because I was like, ooh, I wouldn't want Chris McDonough. Do you know what I mean? Saying, cut it out to me. Okay. Well, he is on. I'm sorry. Don Wells is live tonight at 9:30 with his media manager, who Ernie. We'll discuss Ernie.
So it sounds like we got to be off at 9:30.
What?
We have to be off at 9:30.
I'm thinking that it's because there's been so much activity on YouTube. So this is what's happened. According to True Crime Exposed, who's on right now, okay? According to a short that he put up today, somebody that Chris had allowed as trusted got that video and is a YouTuber. Speculation, but I trust my source of True Crime Exposed. And they were releasing it. And Chris McDonough decided to go ahead and release it. And then there is something we're learning YouTube vocabulary, so hang with me, guys. Something called strikes. So if you take somebody else's content and you don't use the appropriate correct rules, remember we've been talking about this, they can strike you. And all of a sudden, all the YouTubers were afraid to use. I haven't seen anybody get striked, by the way. That doesn't. We don't know how to use that somebody else's content. We'll be getting to that when we actually have opportunity to see each other in face to face and sit down and work on our things. But we'll get good. Don't worry, guys. Give us about 6 months. We're going to be so good at this. So they were afraid to use this content. I haven't seen anybody get a strike, but everybody was talking about it. They've also been talking about having moles because you have a war going on, and we are not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of the truth. All right, and I am going to be devastated, player, if Jody Sue is involved in this at all, because I watch her lives on Facebook. I basically feel like she's given her memoirs and that she's telling her story. She has escaped DV. She feels that her children are getting way too much attention. She is frustrated with the tube community. She's being harassed. You know, life can be stranger than fiction. Okay. Got all that. This is how this video gets released. So, and I want to tell everybody, or I want to say to everybody, remember, Don Wells, the father, feels like Chris McDonough from the interview room turned on him and did him wrong when he went out there and did the interview. I just want to say that Chris McDonough didn't know what he was walking into. He literally went out and did an interview. How that turned out was not on Chris McDonough. In fact, in one of his shows, he says, whoof, it was kind of tough being out there. He wasn't really like loving the situation, my opinion, based on what he said. So, they're trying to make Chris McDonough from the interview room the real professional in the group. Okay? The real 911 in the group. The guy that's going to get to the bottom of this. Well, maybe Ernie will too, because Ernie's shaking it up. So I'm going to say the leader of the pack, the real professional, is the one to listen to. And I've got a really good ear for people telling the truth, and that even law enforcement, right? Because we know that I don't always think law enforcement is on the up and up. However, I would say that Chris McDonough isn't in that category. So, did I catch you up on all that? Does that all make sense?
So.
Okay. Because now so we've had a betrayal of the leader of the pack. That's a mistake. That guy is great. He encourages the channels. He's supportive. He'll go on shows. He is probably the best interviewer I have ever witnessed, ever. He is fantastic. And there is not a question with Chris McDonough the reason why he is involved. No question. His motivations, his reasons why are the right ones. Well, back in media drama, Don Wells and his media manager are trying to create a narrative. We might want to watch that narrative. Yes, they may be making money off of it right now. However, that goes until it doesn't, right? So, okay. Whew. All that because I'm going to make little girls giggle because it giggled. I want to do one more thing. So let's go some of the players of the dogs. The Paw Patrol packs of dogs. Little Summer, let's talk about the players of the dogs. And if you're going to donate, we're not making any money off of this. You donate, please donate to, go ahead, Nicole.
Can you hear me? The Hawkins Tennessee Humane Society.
because all these dogs are going to need to be
Yeah,
neutered, spayed.
Hawkins, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I didn't hear what you just said.
No, I stopped talking so you could.
Oh, so what was I supposed to say?
The Hawkins County, Tennessee
Oh yeah,
Humane
Hawkins
Society.
County, Tennessee Humane Society.
Yeah, we got to do where you do the content for the night and I listen to you. I'll do my Megyn Kelly impression. I'll stop talking and I'll do the.
Okay.
And if you don't know who Megyn Kelly is, if you watch her, just watch her do an interview because I'm practicing my Megyn Kelly. Wait, my head didn't move right. Okay, so we got to do that. So the dog players are Summer Wells, our official Paw Patrol team lead for awareness. You go, girl. You are saving lives. And her dog, Lucky, who she couldn't say Lucky because she's 5. So she
Yeah.
called Lucky Yucky. Yucky was live the other day, literally on YouTube, not as a drama content YouTube player, just as being live. Lucky, somebody, when we did the live the other night, said, when I asked the question, was Lucky a boy or a girl? Because Lucky's kind of a boy name. But,
Hmm.
Summer's 5. So, she might have named the dog Lucky, the dog that was live the other night. We YouTubers, and I'm asking anybody that has the original Dawn and Candace Wells interview, if they have that very first section where it shows Candace with the puppy, that puppy was, I'm almost positive, was black and white. And I think I saw that on What Big Eyes channel. So I'm absolutely looking for that. And somebody commented that Lucky was a boy, which is what I thought, but I don't have total clarification. So I don't want to give any misinformation. This dog looked like she was the mom, but that wasn't clear either when Candace, the mom player, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Players, right? Just um, because that's Benny. Player. All right, play until you're not playing. It's going to happen till it doesn't. Okay. So, they didn't actually show. Candace said that was Yucky on. Now, were they using that dog to create the narrative? Because everybody loves dogs, right? Dogs
Yeah.
are love. Dogs are the walking forgiveness. That's what they are. They're walking. They teach us nothing but forgiveness. So are they using the dogs because, or
Maybe.
right, was that actually Lucky? Because we couldn't see, there was a litter of 7. Okay. So if you go to the other players, there were 20 plus dogs on that property. During this interview, we discovered at the time of Summer's abduction, there were at least 3 litters on the ground.
Well, that's a lot of dogs to be having puppies over and over.
We know that Jody Sue had 2 original dogs on the property. We know that Jody Sue had a bull mastiff that did not like the Wells. So they've described this dog as aggressive, but in my dog head, mastiffs are protective and territorial. If you ever don't want anybody to come on your property, a mastiff is a great deterrent. So we know that, and I haven't seen pictures of this dog or anything, but we know it's a mastiff or a mastiff mix, and I know that it didn't like the Wells. Okay, so there's that dog. During this interview, there is the grandma's dog that grandma eventually, the couple things in this interview. One, Allison, player, stress rate when you watch it in the beginning of the interview, when Chris McDonough is interviewing her, watch the level of stress she's under. We talk about fight or flight all the time. Watch the amount. When it gets to the end of the interview, I don't know, what a great guy Chris is, because I don't know how else to say this, but they're so rude. Watch the end of the interview. Grandma's little dog starts to bark, and they allow the dog to bark for a long time while Chris is doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Grandma finally asked the dog to be quiet. And I don't think she said it like that. I think she said, shut up. But she finally asked, which the dog complies immediately. And then Allison, player, is literally, he's still conducting his interview, and they are literally on the phone. She is engaged in something on the phone. They're doing their, just.
Just considering it was a YouTube interview seen by how many people, I mean, they weren't very put together.
And this is at the very beginning. That interview is going to bring a tremendous amount of attention. But Chris McDonough, when he went out there, I hate to tell anybody, he didn't go out there to get anybody. He went out to ask questions in a way that nobody else can ask. So as we bring awareness, Gabby Petito's family, who now have a Missing Persons Foundation, sent this signal out for all moms, teachers, aunts, uncles, fathers, sons, brothers, anybody. This is a distress signal. If anybody is in a situation and they cannot speak, to let people know that you are in distress. And we ask that you practice it and you teach it to your children and you have them practice it. So if your brain goes into fight or flight, your muscle memory can kick in and you can do it in any which way to let somebody know, right? I've gotten good at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
To let somebody know that you might possibly be in trouble. Okay. So we always want to spread the awareness signal. Children, little ones, hey, Summer, look at what you're doing. You're helping Miss Gabby Petito spread awareness.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to make you laugh. Hang on till the end. We're going to make you laugh. And then, yeah, so when we jump off and Ren, if you jump on at all,
Where's Brendan?
I don't know. Well, it's snowing everywhere. We're so spoiled here in Florida. There is everybody. Hey, guys. Yeah, I might have to put a jacket on later. Hey, guys, in the snow.
No joke.
So, and I believe all these people are on tonight. Tonight's a very entertaining night. The reason I'm so interested in tonight on the channels, because I'll probably be up a little late watching them, is because I don't catch a lot. I catch certain things. I catch all the dog things. But their level of different awarenesses, their different perspectives, each person brings to the table, helps me go clarify. Oh, clarify. Because there's going to be some resolution coming to this very shortly. So, and
I really hope so, because after listening to that interview and them talk about the dogs, and there's no way that someone came on there. I mean, come on.
Chris McDonough also lost a son, which he talks about. And anybody that's lost a child under any circumstance understands what grief is and what it looks like and how horrific it is. And by no means am I accusing Don and Candace Wells, but I believe their resolution does need to come. Investigations can take months and months, and this is not an immediate gratification situation. And we have other YouTubers that went out to protest the police in Tennessee. They kind of got snowed out. It was cold. Well, it wasn't. They looked pretty comfortable, but they didn't have a successful. They didn't have a successful protest. And then you have Don Wells and the media manager. And I don't want to take attention away from the web page that they do have for Summer Wells where you can print off flyers if you wanted to go distribute them, and you can do things. But Benny, Ernie has a channel too. I subscribed, Predator Hunter. He calls Benny Kitty. Kitty. I know, it's a little, come on, you gotta have a little fun. Gotta have a little fun.
You do. You
so
do.
They're going to bring all sorts of attention to this. And we definitely want to support True Crime Exposed. They are truly the crime channels. Okay. So if you follow True Crime, we will do anything that has involved dogs and can bring awareness when it comes to AB. And we can bring awareness when it comes to the dogs, and we're going to talk skin, but this is not, and you know, they say when you start on YouTube, the journey you start and where you end can be two different things.
Well, I think that's true. Most things.
Yes. And at this point, we are really about awareness and the dogs, because I don't want to take away from any support in this community that, you know, I'm really getting attached to, and enjoying a lot of people, and people are getting exposed, and they may change the way they do YouTube and rules in a large part to this, or things may become stricter because there's been so much drama, because this is very dramatic, and we'll all watch the movie. So, but you're watching the movie play out in front of you live and in living color. So are you going to watch it while it's happening, kind of like Michael Jackson or O.J. Simpson? Or are you going to watch it when the movie comes out? Because I would make an educated guess that they're probably already trying to make deals.
I think we should be in the movie.
I don't think we're going to make it in the movie. I definitely think Chris McDonough is.
I think we should be in the movie.
You do? Yeah. Yeah. A little what's up dog. Maybe I can be a consultant for the dogs. Hey, yeah. Chris, if you get to talk to any of the movie makers, Nicole and I would like to help in any way. I'm willing and able to volunteer for advice on the dogs. Maybe you could be the awareness, the DCF worker. I mean, I never say that right. That's why I don't say it. Social service worker. Yeah, you could be like, wait, you could do your Megyn Kelly. You gotta watch her. All right, so let's get to the main point. How we doing? I was thinking about a half an hour. So let's talk body language. And if you don't know it, I'm a huge behavioral panel fan, which I feel like I've neglected them terribly, 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 because I haven't been engaged in their chats and their forums. And they are the only one that I pay a subscription to. And I'm their sub. We know now the word sub means subscriber. And I feel like I've neglected them. But there will be resolution to the case, and I will be back on that. I apologize. Super busy at Hands to Paws. And I will be putting out paid for live and educational live on Hands to Paws very shortly. My young lady, she's not my young lady was part of my team, is working on it. It's very simple, and she's doing an amazing job. All I have to do is give knowledge.
Well, that's good.
Fun, right?
Yeah.
Fun. So Allison, player, major player. By the way, the TBI and the media manager, I have a really hard time taking anything he says, you know, player. That's all I can think. Player. The media manager, forgot what I was going to say about that player. He was live today. He's going live a lot because it's all about summer. He looks like a co-star on the videos. He's in the video, even laughing and giggling. It looks like, do you know what you go watch? Go. He's going to be, I told you, 9:30. They're already on. So let me get to my kicker. Okay. Allison, player, who is Also, oh, I know where I was. Media manager was live today saying, reminding, because he was giving commentary on Betty Bullhorn's Betty doing the protest in front of the TBI. So he was giving his commentary on it. But during that commentary, he wanted to remind everybody that nobody has been ruled out as a suspect. Okay? Nobody.
Mhm.
So we don't have David in here tonight. But
Yeah, I wonder what David's up to.
I don't know. He was on True Crime Exposed last night. He
Was
was
he?
in the chat. Oh yeah, he was funny. He was cracking jokes. I think he had a couple cocktails, and he loosened up. You know, and I'm not sure. David might be. Chris McDonough was the lab, or No Thanks. One of them asked. Was in. He was in one of their chats. So you know, listen. He might. It might. We don't know who anybody is. David says he lives in Tennessee, but we don't really know. I like David. I like that he comes on the chats. I like that he was joking around last night. But again, it is a busy night because Bullhorn Betty and her crew went out there, so they shook it up. Remember, they're shaking it up with the strikes. They're arguing back. They say they're not, and they say they're in no drama zone. All they talk about is they're inciting it. And I do think they're on a mission. I like Betty. I really do. I She does a coffee chat in the morning. I don't, I watch what I can take, and the stuff I'm not interested, take it or leave it. But I
Yeah.
would, she's all right. She's not bad. But I do think that the more that everybody's talked about, the more it brings attention to them, because this community needs to be working towards awareness for finding Summer and helping Summer be the pack leader, because little baby girl's saving lives, right? Mary, did you
Mm-hmm.
know? So Allison, main player, her son, Hunter, was in the vehicle with Summer. They were some of the last
Yep.
people to see Summer. They
Yep.
are
Mm-hmm.
also not out of suspicion. Please watch that interview. Please watch her behavior, especially during the beginning. Watch her eye patterns. Watch some of the expressions. All right. So Allison says, those dogs go running down the driveway and you are surrounded by them,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
show their teeth.
Yep, she
If
did.
you don't know them, they're going to show their teeth. They're quote unquote ready to eat you, because Summer was their baby girl, guys. Summer was their baby girl. Summer is talking dog. Summer has not only brought awareness to AB in children that are happening right now, has incited a community to speak her name. But let's get to the real point of what this community is doing, because this case will get resolved. No matter how long it takes, it will get resolved. And then
I
there'll be
really,
another case, right? Shouldn't it
yeah,
be about awareness and
it should be.
general awareness, as Ernie would say? And Ernie's doing lives, Predator Hunter says the words general awareness. And one of the only other thing I'm going to say about that thing is, Nicole, Chris McDonough specifically, colors always have meaning. And we're learning general awareness. Come on, guys, general awareness. You got to know what you're looking for. You don't know what you don't know. I'm so frustrated with the lack of knowledge. You don't know
Yep,
what you don't know. I'm so frustrated
very
with the
true.
lack of knowledge. And we're learning. Some of it I don't want to learn, but maybe it's time we band together and we learn, because then we would know, right? Then we would know what to do, right? When we talk about a broken system, we got to talk about how to fix it. We got to talk about how to join together and fix it. We got to talk about stopping AB from the source. And the source and then you can start addressing the recovery, right? You can go from victim to victorious.
Sorry,
don't know
I
if
think
you
Argo's
got
having a
backwards.
bad dream. He was crying.
What?
I said I think Argo was having a bad dream or something.
Oh, was he doing the dream thing?
Yeah, he was. I've done that before.
So the bottom line here is grandma in the background. Can we do it, Nicole? Can we show grandma's body language, how she describes the dogs? Let's do it. And Summer, I hope you get to see this. I hope you get to see. Grandma says. Grandma says, that's what your dogs would have done, baby. That's what she says. Point 37 in the interview. So the colors, Chris McDonough specifically asks, I don't know what happened to Nicole. Let's get that face off. She'll love me as a sister. That face. There we go. Your face got stuck in a thing, so I took you off real quick. Chris McDonough, when they go into the store and they buy, I don't know if they buy CBD. I don't know what they buy. They buy vapes. He specifically is asking about those colors. He's specifically asking. So that just, I probably missed 100 other things that happened. However, that caught my eye because colors, okay? Players, and I don't mean gang players. And last but not least, let's do grandma again, because guys, at point 37, this is Summer. It would make you giggle. Hunter says his grandma's cranky. My sister, I sent it to her. She said, wow, she's cranky. Oh, I don't know what happened to her. Oh, there she is. Said she's cranky. Let's do it again, Nicole. This is body language. This is grandma, Allison's mother, describing the body language of the dogs when you go on their property.
Yep, 20 of them. Surrounded.
And Allison says it, her body language, surrounded. Where were all the dogs that day, guys? They were looking for their baby girl. That's where they were. If they weren't there and they weren't drugged, where were they?
Well, you think 20 dogs were drugged?
No. Well, I mean, they all eat out of the same thing. There's
Yeah.
so much more, even in that little tiny segment about the dogs. But we're almost time. I wanted to do that in a half an hour. And you said I have
It's
3
hard.
pages of notes. So I think that. What do you think?
Do I think they were drugged? No,
I
don't think
so.
they were drugs. I would go with the live that we talked about where the nurse had the theory that she passed and they covered it up. Or it was someone they knew. I mean, there's
Theories
something
out there are that hypothermia, that she might have actually been ill. She had gone swimming. She gets very ill. There's an unexpected passing. There is accusations of SA. They possibly
took her
hit
somewhere.
a terrible accident. 2, possibly snagged by a wild creature down by the lake. However, I'm going to say exactly what the players say. Absolutely no way would the dogs allow a wild animal to get her. They would have given their lives if a bear was going after her.
Yeah, and there would have been evidence of that, wouldn't there?
Absolutely would have been evidence of it. 2 is somebody came on the property that is a complete stranger and took her. Surround. Okay. I didn't see this. The police have had this. I don't know. I didn't see this. Chris McDonough knew this. I watched Chris's reaction when he went on that property to the dogs because I'm always dog alert, right? Dog alert, dog alert. We talked about body language of dogs. We talked about how dogs would think. We talked about packs within packs. And we'll reopen all those conversations about body language and dogs because it's been fascinating to watch. But this is it, right? You don't know what you don't know. And you can think you know about dogs, but these dogs are wild on that property. And this was all those children they were watching out for. You watch any video, those children adored those dogs. And children and dogs are on the bottom of the AB list. And if they don't know what they don't know, frustrated with the lack of knowledge, then they need to know. This is your signal if you are in distress. And grandma's body language is very, 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 very clear. And it made me giggle, and I hope it makes you giggle, Summer. The other theory is that it is becoming commonplace for people to start to groom people that have addictions. Let's not call them the other things. I just, when people call people names, it devalidates them and it takes them not being human. People get over addictions all the time.
They absolutely do.
They absolutely do. And there are people that can go in and go through the system and come out and survive, just like victims. Okay, so just want to walk within that. And the last theory is that because of this, people have changed commodities. Unfortunately, it's horrific and it's terrible. Trauma alert. That is why we need general awareness. And they target people that have addictions because their addictions will make them very, very, very sick. And they will become desperate. And in their desperation, they could do something horrendous in order to stop the pain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is not correct. That is wrong. You got to address the problem and then the issues go away, right? Got to address the problem. So this is becoming rampant. So is it possible? The last theory is that she was a commodity, and Ernie from Predator Hunter has really shook it up. Trish from Missing But Not Forgotten has really shook it up, and they are shaking up the community with the knowledge that they're bringing forward. So, and Hunter said that his grandma was cranky. He said that Summer's grandma was super cranky. Where were the grandmas? And but this was funny, honey. Summer, your puppies got you. And the last player that I have for dogs in this, one more thing. Don, in the original interviews, Chris McDonough, I don't know if you caught this. I'm sure you guys did. You guys are way smarter than I am. That he speaks about being annoyed. Don, player, dad, annoyed. Hey, David, there's David. Hello. David, are you going on True Crime Exposed? We're about to jump over there.
House give love. Your look good makeup lady. Oh, back to me most.
Did David get naughty? David, you see, I thought David had a couple of, hey girl, you're sexy.
Not so much, really.
David, okay. I thought he was having a couple cocktails last night. That's funny. All right, hitting on my sister, David. Hey, it's my little sister. You naughty. Of course, she's beautiful makeup lady. Okay. Oh God, David, you made me lose my train of thought. Oh, David, we actually really enjoy you. You just made our night.
He said, how rude would you ladies want to drink on my?
Yes. David, remember, if Jody Sue, I told David in the chat last night, Nicole, that if Jody Sue is actually involved in this, I owe him a drink. I'm still rooting for her. I'm rooting for the DV to be victorious. I'm rooting that she got out and that she wouldn't hurt a child. Okay, David. So definitely, I think you're in, David, aren't you in Tennessee? Aren't you close by there?
I don't know that he ever told us where he's from.
Yeah. Yeah, David, nobody's spanking you. I'm not even putting that up. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. So we're gonna jump on. Oh, last but not least is Ernie is bringing to the forefront why people would pick children between 3 and 7, the color of the hair they'd pick, and why. Okay, they're not dumb here. They have a system. They have what the people are explaining as layers. There is a recent picture that people are thinking is recent. So, and they are holding out that they're going to get her home. So that is the other theory. And Michelle from Michelle Walk's theory is absolutely that. Oh, you
Oh,
ice drink. Yeah. Okay. What is this? Hell, not even ice in my drinks. Yeah. Okay. David, it's going to be a very entertaining night. I don't happen to drink alcohol, but if your predictions are right, I will definitely buy you a drink. I'll send it to you. I don't know. I know you're in Tennessee. Or I
there's
believe you're in
probably some
Tennessee.
app for buying someone a drink somewhere in the world.
Yeah, I think the whole community should toast. I think they should stop fighting and
Definitely.
remember
Yeah.
what they're fighting for. And remember that people are going to follow you because you resonate with them, because you have something to say, because you can keep their attention. However, any attention to Summer, well, maybe I'm not quite sure about the media manager or some of the other attention that people are paying to these kids, not YouTubers. And shame on that YouTuber that betrayed Chris because he's our pack leader. But it's going to be an interesting night on what's going on. So Nicole, I don't see if he's put up a thing to join in.
I don't know, because I'm on my phone.
Ask grandma. He's saying ask grandma. Where are the grandmas? I don't know, David, if you
Summer, just go ask Grandis.
yeah, where are all the grandmas? The grandma,
Well,
Allison's grandma
David, if it was that
described
easy, you would have done it.
what? What'd you just say?
I said, if it was that easy, don't you think we would?
Where is she, David? Do you know where Grandis is? The other grandma, Allison's mom, described those dogs as those properties literally like this and surrounding Summer. So there's no, which nobody actually believed a stranger went on there. I definitely don't believe a stranger went on anymore. That's out. If it wasn't in my picture, but after listening to Miss Allison and her mom, David, that's at point 37 in the interview. And just to watch that these grandmas, David, these grandmas. So where is Grandis? Grandis, when are you talking? Grandis, why don't you do a live? Not with me. Go on True Crime Exposed. All right, David, Nicole, anybody else that might tune in or go on, we are going to jump over to True Crime Exposed. And Nicole, I jump on and chat with him.
Okay.
Let's go support him. David, you see you over there? Oh, and Nicole, too, we might want to jump back and forth and see what the media manager and the other player, what the main players are saying.
I'm gonna
Because
have to
they're
go get one of
changing the
Caitlin's.
narrative.
I'm gonna have to go get myself one of those softball bats. At this point, where you keep saying player, I'm gonna go swing it.
Yeah, but yeah. But we're not true crimers. I guess we're becoming part of the true crime community, but it was all about the dogs. But boy, did they boy, did they take that off. And I believe them. When you hear the truth, you know it. At that moment, they weren't lying. Their body language told it. There was absolutely truth in those statements.
Yeah.
Grandma describes the dogs. She literally pictures their teeth. She growls. She says, and then Allison with the big movements. They surround you, and grandma's behind, and quote unquote, they would eat you. Got you, Summer. You're our official awareness. Got you, girl. Your puppies got you. I love your puppies, but dogs are amazing and they send amazing energy, and they send that energy where it needs to go. And girl, I don't know what it is about you, but all that energy is on you. Mary, did you know? I'm not calling Candace Mary, but things work in mysterious ways, and sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, usually.
Yep, and we all want to know where Grandis is, David.
Doesn't David know where Grandis is?
I don't think so. I think David's a really interesting guy. Water. He said water's poison to him. He never touches that stuff. um, uh, what was the question?
I don't know. Wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
David's frisky tonight. You be frisky, David. That's great. You just keep coming back to our chats and telling my sister she's beautiful. She'll put her makeup on. You can tell we'll do makeup because she is beautiful inside and out, and she is a great person.
Oh, thank you.
And she's got a great sense of humor. As you get to know my sister, she should be English. She
I
really
should
should.
be.
Because she's got that super dry sense of humor. So sometimes, like I've done it, I've walked away and I've been like, oh. So yeah, and super straight face. She's great, just super straight face humor. So I think that most people miss the real funny because she's just like, nope, super straight. All right,
Yeah.
let's go support True Crime Exposed. We're jumping over to True Crime Exposed, and we might even jump in to see what co-star media manager has to say with number one player. And if I'm wrong, I would never wish any harm on anybody that's lost a child in any way. But I'm going to say, in my opinion, in my speculation, sir, I don't think you're a very good person at all, Mr. Wells.
No.
All right, David, we're jumping over to True Crime, and he'll have us on. We're going to go on because so Nicole, I'd like to see if you go on first, when he's doing his thing, just because he asked for you the other night, so if
All
you
right.
and I don't want, I'm with David. I think you should have more limelight. And then as we get better, David, she can give the content and I'll do the.
If you do that, I will never have a straight face.
Because that's what Megyn Kelly does every time. It's like her thing, and then she'll do an interview and then somebody will talk and she has no expression. And, she's very beautiful. She has no expression and she's just. See you over True Crime Exposed. True Crime Exposed. Nicole and I are jumping over there. See you at True Crime Exposed, David.